Hi everyone. I'm a Nirvana fan, as I'm sure a lot of you are, or at least getting into them at this point. Um, I'm from that generation. I was 15 when Kurt died, and I had been a fan for probably about a year at that point. Something like that. And I've absorbed everything they've done since then. Not that Nirvana did since then, but I've went back and absorbed everything between that age and now, everything that's been released. My favorite album is Bleach. Their $500 Sub Pop recording. I think it's Nirvana at its purest form. They were a punk band from the PNW, first and foremost. That album feels like no other Nirvana album, and it also has features Dan Peters on drums and not Dave Grohl. I'm not a Dave Grohl fan. I know that's heresy or blasphemy or whatever, but I'm just not a Dave Grohl fan. I think that the first Foo Fighters album that he did completely 100% on his own was a great album. I do, but that's about as far as I go with it. I do not care for his work with Nirvana. Um, Dan Peters, who wasn't with the band very long, did the drumming on Bleach, and I think it fits them a lot better than Dave Grohl. And like I said, that's an unpopular opinion, so I'm willing to accept flack for that. But this album has a much darker and aggressive tone to it than the other Nirvana stuff. I mean, the poppiness is, of course, it's there. Kurt had a great sense of melody. But this album is about isolation, pain, anger, angst. And you feel it in Kurt's screams and in the desperation of his vocals. The sickening tone of the guitar on most of these tracks. It really is Black Sabbath meets PNW punk. Negative Creep is a great song. Nihilistic punk song. School is a great song. How many of us did not feel that when Kurt kept repeating "You're in high school again"? Most of us at that point had dropped out and had realized that the bully jock bastards were in the real world too. Hence the line, "You're in high school again." Floyd the Barber. Great song. Deliverance meets Mayberry. Which, interesting enough, I was in a short-lived band called Plan 9 with my friend Curtis and a couple of other guys, and we weren't very good. We didn't practice we mastered in self-destruction and excessive behavior more than we did anything. But interesting enough, we recorded a version of Floyd the Barber that was probably the best thing that we did during $1,000 recording session that was completely wasted. But regardless, let me see what other tracks are on it. Blue, the first track, so BLEW. First track on the album. Kurt's guitar solo is some of the best lead work that he ever laid down on that song. Another one of my favorites, Swap Meet. Another fantastic song with a killer guitar riff. Absolute killer guitar riff. About a Girl is the most well-known song off this album, but is my least favorite off this album. To me, it just doesn't feel like it fits in. Love Buzz is the other poppier song on here, and I actually love that song. It's a cover. I want to say, I'm not even going to say who I think does it because I don't want to get it wrong. But it's a wonderful cover. It's a wonderful song. One of my favorite Nirvana tracks. Jason Everman, who is credited on the back cover as being part of the band and playing guitar, he was part of the band at the time. None of his guitar work is featured on Bleach. He recorded with the band. Kurt went behind his back later and removed all his work from the album before it was released, just because Jason Everman paid for the recording. So yeah, kind of a shit-ass move from Kurt. Unfortunately, most people that we admire musically and stuff are just like us. They're not the world's greatest people at all times, and that was definitely a shit move. Nirvana history would definitely not be here and they wouldn't have got where they did if Kurt wouldn't have pulled that move. But thank you, Jason Everman, for putting forth the money. He went on to become a war veteran, actually. Jason Everman did. But yeah, if you have a chance to check out this album, please do. It feels as dark and dingy and depressing and angry as you can imagine the PNW and logging communities would make a person. Anyway, please check it out. I hope I didn't leave anything else out I wanted to say. I just pretty much hit record when I do these things, and then later I'm like, well, I should have said this or I should have said that. I just wanted to discuss Bleach. Like I said, my personal favorite Nirvana album. What's yours? And do you like Bleach? And if not, why? Oh yeah, Paper Cuts. Another song off this album. The screams on there and the darkness of that song. Okay. Anyway, check it out. Thank you guys for tuning in. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. God bless you. Have a great day.